could still be the end of the game. I don't think they're going to stop under any circumstance. Alistar's got to buy 2 more seconds, and I do not think he's going to be able to buy them those seconds.
They're at least going to get this tower. They might try to just end this with at least 4 members alive. Yeah, they're going to look to end this. Storm has the double tap, but are they going to get it? Do they have the damage? No, they do actually. Very, very good. So Revenants Steel will take this 27 minutes in. And that's the problem with Nocturne. Any Nocturne cop. That's the problem, though, is if you're not ahead enough as far as, you know, goal-wise, you can't just instantly burst down the target you use Paranoia on and you jump on, then you have pretty much become useless. Every time you jumped in, whether it was on Graham, except, you know, if Graham was there for the most part, he had to just run away because Graham would snare him up and he would almost die in the mid lane when he did go in. He died. Oh, well, actually, he didn't die. He flashed, but he had to flash the ult. And then even in that jungle, he went on to Flaker, and he got the kill because Flaker, for some reason, ran back into them. And, well, you left Graham and Storm 8 unchecked. And they're just going to kill you at this point.
So I'm going to say that very wise assessment. I think you're absolutely correct in every sense of the word. But my counter argument to that, if I had anything to add, was the bot lane, the carries, they just never really got to where they needed to be in that match in general. No matter how you slice it, no matter what way you make any of the plays that they were trying to set up, statistically speaking, they had a lot of chemistry with setting up some of those plays. Unfortunately, during the last half of it, they just really started to work against each other. And that later led to a lot of, unfortunately, mistimed and missed skill shot plays. So in all this regard, I don't feel as strongly that it is the Nocturne's fault in general for the lack of whatever the factor that is trying to be for his benefit in this matchup here. But what I have to say is it's definitely not great to have your AD carry just not be where he needs to be in this match, and as well as not have another option in the carrying position during these engages. If you don't have the damage, no matter how great your engage is, you're not going to be able to make the plays that you're looking for out of it. So to that point, I do concur. Definitely going to need to be something to improve on for DMT going up into the second match. They're definitely going to need to make sure their coordination is going to work with their skill shots if they want to make things work out. Something or a second carry, perhaps, because Skewed definitely had a difficult time trying to get ahead. Lucian was able to easily grab kill after kill after kill, and Graham, with great ability to read, certainly did what he needed to do as well. So we're still waiting for our game 2 at this time, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the invite.
All right. Well, should we talk about the what they did in the game? Maybe the damage to champions, the warding, anything like that?
No, I'm not really too concerned about that. We just got. I want to know what DMT is gonna do to try to maybe fix themselves up for the next game. They did not. We don't really know what they're capable of because the last week they got their win by forfeit. Motley Mob didn't have all their players ready when they were supposed to. So I'm curious to see what they're gonna try to do. Maybe pick a more impactful bot lane carry and maybe a jungler that. Because they had the great combo. Yeah, they had a wonderful combo. But again, the first thing that I said when I saw the Nocturne come out was if he falls behind in any way, he's not going to be impactful enough. He's not going to do enough. And exactly what happened. He fell behind. You know, after I think it was after one small team fight really, and you know he couldn't do anything anything to the rest of the team. So. And then again, you know, Revenant Steel though, even though they had good jumps, you know, they had really good engage. You just saw that Revenant Steel, their carries were in the right spot, like they were just ready to go for the fight. So we'll have to see if they try to pick a more like sustainable team fight comp, or if they're just gonna try more. I really don't know what they could do or what they should do.
Well, what
Ooh.
I do know.
So we're going to see a sub in, though. So Winspar is going to be out, and Hyung is going to be in the top lane yet again. All right. Nah, there's the Lucian ban.
Looks like they're getting rid of the Nocturne here. So even if they are going to give that another chance, even if they were considering it, they're definitely not going to allow it.
I understand the Nocturne ban. The Nocturne can cause a lot of issues. I think that Revenant Steel just they had too much of an advantage every time they tried to go with the paranoia. They may not be quite as lucky the next time around. So getting rid of that is a very good thing. It also could be a target ban against Honey Badger. That might be something that he loves or loves to play. And they just don't want to take that chance. They got lucky. I think I would say they got pretty lucky the first time that they were able to beat it out because they had the Wombo combo, they had the Paranoia with Stand United, and then the Galio ult. So, but we're gonna see Urgot and LeBlanc being banned out again.
Not a lot of. I gotta admit, after Graham's great performance with Lux, I do find it rather bizarre that they're going to completely allow it to not only happen a second time, but also give away a few other mid-laning choices that Graham is now going to be able to. Oh, never mind. There's the Ahri. So it looks like Graham is not going to get his second chance at Ahri. I thought it was going to be an opportunity for him. Storm looking at Tristana right now, going to secure it right off the bat. I wonder how Storm's Tristana is. He's certainly confident going ADC first.
That's very interesting. That's not something you usually pick up right away.
Not at all.
I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, I would have to imagine Storm. It's probably a champion Storm feels comfortable playing into almost any scenario. I'm pretty sure.
Make a statement,
Well, I mean, maybe it's not. I mean, you look at it this way. You can pick something else, because what Tristan is going to end up wanting to do is you're going to have a really good siege bot lane carry. You also have a very good team fight bot lane carry. So first picking Tristan is not the worst thing in the world. And they might be trying to conceal some other type of strategy. They might be trying to throw them for some kind of maybe they want to bait out a counter pick to that, so they know exactly what's going to be happening in the bot lane. And here we go. We got Morgana and Xayah instantly being picked up. So
I hate to be anywhere near those two. You might as well just drop your keyboard and just go get a drink, because the second you're caught, well, that's just about it. You're done.
Well, the Tristana does have the rocket jump to get away from the engage, so it's not the worst thing in the world. If Storm can buffer the jump correctly, even if Z is about to get hit by the Dark Binding, should be fine. But we do see a Zyra pickup, so it looks like both bot lanes are instantly picked up in these first two picks for both teams. Haven't seen much Zyra lately. No, I haven't even seen much Morgana lately, actually, but we're going to see Flaker back on the Xin Zhao.
Yeah, and I think it's a good decision to keep him in his confidence. Flaker definitely felt really great with its Xin Zhao last time when he made his engages, and he really took it to his own stride. I liked what he was doing in the last one. As you were mentioning, it's really good to have counter. It was really good for him to play as a counter engager than it was as an engager on his own, but he definitely made plays when he was called upon to do so. In the early stages of the first game, he really did exactly what he was looking for. With Graham, he was able to make the bot lane punished heavily, and then when Nocturne was trying to make a big play over to top side, he was in the pathway to just make it so it would be much more difficult for him to get a good catch out of it, which later Graham took advantage of as it bought more time for Graham to get where he needed to be. And Xin Zhao is definitely his good, solid pick, and he's feeling pretty confident about that, as Aimbot secures a Twisted Fate to try to change the fate of DMT.
He's definitely going to have a lot of global presence with it. We'll have to see what they decide to go in the top lane and jungle still. That's going to be the more curious thing. I don't think Twisted Fate necessarily is one of the best mids right now. I feel like it's kind of scary to first, to pick him and blind pick him. I feel like he can be punished heavily. That's just my opinion.
Global catching, perhaps. They have a lot of catch comp on them. They're definitely going to try to catch the first person that they can, and maybe that's the plan. Even with a Pantheon here, yeah, they're just seeming like if somebody mispositions for a split moment, they're going to capitalize the heck out of it. I've never seen a comp quite so determined on making positioning be the main focus as DMT is looking for. Syndra seems to be the counter pick, and Graham, I think, is a very smart decision. Syndra is really good at forcing targets to be stunned at a distance, and that's Twisted Fate's fatal weakness, is his stun card is a short auto attack range away, and Syndra can really push him from a very far distance, as Ornn seems to be selected.
That's very good. I was hoping they would pick the Ornn over the Jace. If they pick the Jace, they would definitely have to make sure all their lanes win, and otherwise they would have no real front line. Ornn will definitely be able to provide a lot of front line as well as a lot of engage, because they don't have too great. I don't want to say they have two. They didn't have too great of engage at that point. I mean, Syndra is good for it, but the Ornn's really going to set things up with the ult, and we're going to see the cleanse being taken. That's definitely good. Oh wait, it's going to be a Pantheon jungle.
Indeed.
It's not a Kled support. No.
Well, we'll certainly find out in a brief moment, and probably still discussing what the plan is for Drew.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is. Yes, of course. Yeah, Xin Zhao being resecured again means that he can play as the counter ganker again, just the way he wants it. Definitely wants to just keep an eye on Pantheon and try to turn it on him. I think this time around, Pantheon is going to have a lot of difficulties with his plays for sure. I don't see a situation where he'll cleanly get away with what he's looking for.
I like the Pantheon sometimes. I think the Pantheon ult is much better than Paranoia because you don't necessarily know it's coming. So if definitely if the bot lane pushes up, because with the Tristana you're just naturally gonna you should naturally just outpush the enemy team unless they really focus on keeping you from doing so. So the Pantheon with the ult should be able to come in and just be able to get a good surprise onto either lanes without them necessarily knowing right away. Obviously, you got that few seconds when the circle does appear. So it should be fairly good. Again, it's another situation. If he falls behind, he's in trouble. You won't be able to go in. You'll be able to ult in, stun maybe one person, throw a spear, and you're dead. Like that's pretty much what's going to happen if he falls too far behind or falls behind at all.
Honey Badger, definitely the risk taker, as all Honey Badgers are.
But I do think that DMT has a much better team fight comp this time. You have the ult from Morgana, even the Dark Binding as well, Drew Stom, if he could land them properly. And then you definitely know that a Kled is the most annoying thing to deal with sometimes. I'm just worried for DMT. Honestly, from the showing of the last game, Red and Steel just looked to be a much more solidified team as far as the communication and the way they want to play. So
I would venture.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see if DMT can turn this one around. Again, this is pretty much basically their debut into the RCL in the week 2.
Okay. I would venture that DMT is definitely going to be changing their strategy quite a bit when it comes to the catch comp. It definitely is a lot more tailored this time to holding the target specifically in place to do their damages to the champions. And I think that's exactly what they're trying to test here against Steel. And I saw multiple times where Steel was in bad positions or bad angles. And in multiple situations, they try to make catches and plays off of it, but they kind of got in each other's way in that attempt. This time around, that's not possible, as all they will be doing is really utilizing the stuns and roots to keep the target specifically and directly still. And you can't really get in each other's way when the target is standing completely still like that. So, from what I can tell, DMT is definitely looking for their target to not move. And once they do catch that non-moving target, they're going to get rid of it immediately and try to make more snowball happen from that point. And Steel has to play this as cautiously as they did last time, because if they do not play it well and they do not catch a good angle like they did and catch a couple of good breaks, they're 100% going to be snowballed, especially if they take it at a very difficult and slow stride.
One of the advantages, I think, actually I don't say advantages, the better scenario for DMT is they have a lot more damage output this time, and I would say even more consistent damage. with a Zaya over the Sivir. You have, TF over Galio. Now, although Galio does do a lot of damage, I think TF just has more consistent damage in a elongated fight. And then obviously Kled, if he can snowball himself ahead, he should be fine. But we're getting ready to get into game 2, ladies and gentlemen. We're loading up right now. On the blue side this time around, though, will be Revenants Steel with Hyung in the top lane on that orange. Flaker's back on the Zinzao in the jungle. We see Graham on Syndra in the mid lane. Storm and Arctic on the Tristana Zyra in that bot lane. And on that red side, we do have DMT with Nidalee on the Kled in that top lane. Honey Badger will be on the Pantheon in the jungle. Aimbot on the TF in that mid lane. And we see Skew Gerbil and Drewstom on Zaya Morgana. Interesting enough, though, we see Grasp of the Undying on Aimbot playing TF.
Really bizarre choice. I think he's definitely going to try to make a little bit more healthy choices on his splits, but man. I've never seen the TF go with Grasp. Have you?
No, that's very weird. I don't know how I feel about that. I wonder if there's... I don't know if that's something new. Maybe there's a YouTube video on it. Someone posted it. Like, overpowered OPGG. Grasp the die, Twisted Fate.
One shot, 10,000 AP.
One shot with 6,000 health. TF build.
Love his skin, though. Love his skin. It looks very beautiful. Actually, really love his skin. Even if he's not going to win, I really love his skin. Oh boy, Tristana's going to be up for the invade strategy.
Man, they're going straight through the lane, but she's going to spot him. Oh, she might be in trouble, though. Stacy flashes all over the place. Does get stunned up. Oh, we saw 3 flashes blown from DMT. Arctic saving his ADC. Storm was almost in trouble. Had a trouble making a decision there, it looked like.
Yep, and they definitely don't seem like they practice that too often, because they really did not synergize their stuns whatsoever there. Quite a loss. That's about 3 important flashes gone by Morgana, TF, and Pantheon, so vital for Pantheon in the early ganks. When you really want to make sure something's going to go well, you need a flash, and oh boy, Honey lost that, and that's a mountain amount of pressure now lost by Pantheon.
It's not as bad as it might seem, though, because in all 3 of his lanes that he will gank, they all have CC of their own. Aimbot has a stun, Drewstom has a snare, even Skew Gerbil has a snare, and Nidalee has the hook. So it's not as bad, as it probably could be. He will have to watch out, though. If he does run into trouble, he will not be able to flash away. So that's the one issue he will have at this moment. The flash should be up, though, before anything really bad happens. Flaker back in the mid lane already. Is he actually going to finish up the kill this time on Aimbot? And he's looking for one more, and he does finish it, but he's stunned up. Is he going to die? No. He finishes the kill this time, ladies and gentlemen. He made that level 2 gank last game, but did not get the kill. This time he makes it again, and he does finish it up.
I think Aimbot was 100% expecting him to just walk away like last time when he was almost low.
There you go. Nidalee is level 2. He's looking for Hyung.
Ooh, get him again with the Q. Gonna auto him a few times.
Hyung should be pretty okay. Again, he's going to do the same thing he did last time. You let the lane push into your tower or close to your tower. You just play really safe. You fall a little bit behind in CS maybe, but you look more for the team fights and being a big impact there. As long as you don't fall like 30-40 CS behind in the first 10 minutes, you should be pretty well set.
Nidalee definitely caused that last time to the previous top laner. As you mentioned, it wasn't too big of a problem.
Well, it looks like Hyung might get killed up. He gets a little bit of shield, but is that enough? Lakers making the rotation up here. We might see a fight. We also see Graham rotating up here as well. They're looking for this. Can Flaker get the knockup? He's waiting for the... We see the flash forward. Graham lands the stun. Is that enough? Flash forward. Another knockup. They're looking for it. Who's going to get it? Somebody! Flaker will pick it up, and he's going to survive yet again. Barely. From the skin of his teeth. The red buff taking him down.
Yeah, I think he's just on a warpath to prove that he's going to get some kills. Gosh dang it. Oh, Honey Badger's looking for something here.
He's not going to be... He might not be... Actually, we're going to see the stun on the Hyung, but he just dashes away.
Yeah, well timed on that, honestly. I was expecting 100% him to be caught there.
You see,
Speaking
skewed.
of caught,
It doesn't matter. Storm has to be careful. Does jump forward. Where do you think it's Storm? Storm's gonna jump out. He's just gonna die. That was rather stupid of Storm.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what got into that dude's head, but it was confidence that led to that decision.
That was, yeah, I guess. I mean, you don't have any items on, you have the bomb. You got a little bit of burst damage playing as a Tristana anyway, but I mean, you can't imagine that you have that much damage where you're going to burst them down fast enough like that. And I mean,
although the confidence immediately died right off the bat as soon as he planted and got the bomb reset for his W, jumps as fast as he can out of there. Well, it wasn't fast enough, and ends up giving a quick kill for this AD carry. I'm gonna have to say, it was all part of the brilliant confidence strategy. Everyone in the bronze and silver elo has this confidence strategy. It adds to the legacy. And right now, Storm is having that type of confidence.
Well, this definitely isn't bronze and silver, so
I know.
Just definitely shouldn't see any plays like that out of them. I'm quite questioning it. Arctic wasn't following up either, so Arctic was actually moving backwards. He was going towards the tower, and Storm decided to continue going forward. They usually have pretty good synergy with each other, but I guess that was just something. They're gonna find. Looks like Honey Badger's calling out. He's gonna get ignited up. Can he get away from this one? No. Flash is still down. And Graham was there looking for it too. They're gonna go over. They might look for Drew, but he does flash actually. Instant flashes. They're gonna get a double snare onto Flaker, and they're gonna see a flash out of Skewed Dribble as well. The pressure being applied by Rev Steel is just way too much for DMT to handle right now. Although the goal lead is even.
Yes, that is kind of interesting. I think it's because of the farm differences that is starting to build up right now. TF is having a fantastic time against Graham right now in the farm, where it was almost the exact opposite. It was even with a slight lead by Lux. Is now a Syndra now behind by 10 CS.
Flaker's here. We're going to see Storm jumping again. He's going to get snared up, but Skewed Dribble's in trouble. Actually, Storm going to pick this one up. He didn't pull the feathers back, which was kind of interesting. Maybe it had been a cooldown. But the difference is the CS. Graham has been rotating a lot. Went top lane. Went to the bot side river. So he's been rotating a little bit more, not necessarily sitting in lane. It looks like he's pushing lane up a little bit and then just making the plays to make sure he's with his team. But you also see the CS advantage. It's going to be taken away now, but it was a 15 CS advantage for Skewed Gerbil up until this gank. Actually, they did back, so he's still going to have the CS advantage. But we see the BF sword. Now we might be able to see Storm, jump forward and be able to get a kill. Having the BF sword and a long sword over the double long sword for Skewed Gerbil. We'll have to see.
You were gonna say something again.
Oh no, I was just sniffling. I wonder. I feel like I might be getting sick or something.
Sounds like a little bit of phlegm must be building up. Yeah, that usually happens to me quite often when there's a lot of talking going on, a lot of action. So yeah, I don't know if I'm building up a cold either. My nose is a bit stuffy as well. But Xin Zhao repositioning himself back into the bot lane. Looks like they want to try one more time. Will Tristana go for the hero play once again? Storm.
I can't imagine Flaker wants to go for this one. They're pushed too. Rev Steel's bot lane is pushed too far up for this. You know that Drew Stomp and Skewed Dribble are not going to try to press forward. They have no real advantage anymore. So.
Yeah.
And they know that Flaker's been in the bot lane consistently, so they have to be anticipating something like that again. That's the second or third time he has come down there. No, he's been down there 2 or 3 times prior to him sitting in that bush. And you even saw the ping come out, the warning ping from them. But here's the ult from Honey Badger. That's what I was going to say. You don't know when it's coming. We see Honey throw his ult out of it, though. Is it enough? Does he actually get to pull it off? Honey Badger missing it, but here's Aimbot with another one. Hayo might actually just get a kill. Honey Badger does pick it up, though. And there you go. That's what I was talking about. You can't see it coming this time. You don't see it coming. You see aimbots coming, kind of, but you don't see the Pantheon ult coming in until it's too late, usually.
Yeah, you can just position it really, really well, and you can position it at any angle. So if you just happen to walk into a bush and looking at the items to get for your updated passive, you can basically just take advantage of that kind of stuff. I think Kled might have... No, he doesn't lose Scarl. I thought he was going to lose Scarl off of that. Never mind.
And they will get this top tower, it looks like. They're trying.
Yep, and Orange can't do a single thing about it, even if he shows up. But they will take an Ocean in the trade-off.
Definitely a good response. Knowing that the jungler was top lane, they had no real threat from the bot lane. The mid laner was also top. So they knew DMT would not try to stop them, and even if they did show up, they could win the 3v2 and have Graham rotate down for a 4v2.
Even better so, they got a Drake and a mid tower for it. That's actually, statistically speaking, if you pardon my French, a bit more of a favor towards Steel, and that's essentially where you get the advantages from when you can steal a tower back and a Drake. It's just kind of one-upping the fact that you lost the first Blood Tower.
You know, I wonder where that saying does come from. Pardon my French. I wonder if like the French language was looked at as a very bad language for a while, and that's just like where someone picked it up. Maybe it was Germans that picked it up. They just started saying that, you know, 'cause Germany hated everybody for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my ancestry. That's my ancestry. I mean, I'm first generation American born.
Well, hopefully Laker can continue this fight because
he is. He's going in. We Graham and Aimbot are both rotating in. Hyung is there. Misses the stun. He does force the flash out of Nidalee though, and they're gonna stick to make sure that Scuttle doesn't go towards them.
Yoink. That's the one thing I love about Syndra so much. You can do that with blue buffs, you can do that with Skull Crash, you can do that with minions. It's so fun.
I played against Syndra and she did it with my Heimerdinger turrets, and it just got really annoying after a while.
Oh yeah.
I was playing against her though, but she just would steal my turrets. I'm just like, come on now, don't do this to me. Skewer looking for something, does proc, but it looks like Aimbot gets stunned up. And he has a lot. It looks like he has a lot of health for only having a catalyst. But that grass probably doing a. I wonder if I can see how much life it has given him. Doesn't matter. He does have 1,500 health though, compared to the 1,000 health of Graham. But it doesn't tell me how many times it's procced. So.
Right. I mean, the only way we would find that out is to basically
do a lot of math. Do a lot of math.
Yeah, every card that he's hit, but we haven't really seen it on the camera, so we'll have to ask him after the game how many stacks he got after that. I think the statistic would tell him this,
but
he certainly wouldn't know.
I think he also he probably, my guess, did take the other passive that gives him life, like a % life per so many monsters that die or minions that die near him. So he gets like the 0.02% or 0.2% or something of like max life. But here's the ult out again. That's just like I was saying. But it looks like that Drewstorm almost died, but it looks like they're gonna get a kill. But Storm jumps in again. What is he doing? He's looking for it. And he's not gonna get a kill. That's shutdown. Storm, what are you doing, my friend?
Oh, he just needed Zaya to not have her ultimate right there.
I mean, he had to expect the ult was available, though. He has.
Oh, 100%. I think, as I said, he has the confidence mentality. He has it. It's there. It's something that Storm has lived with his whole life, and it's something we can never tell him otherwise. But he's just a brave man, and we just can't deny his bravery at any point in this match.
Yep. We might have to tone it back a little bit. But we can definitely see that the semi-global ults coming out of Honey Badgers this game are much more effective. Again, it's that surprise factor. And he also, Aimbot, is there to follow up every single time. So they're definitely putting their ults together very well.
I love this. This is actually much more to the point and much more direct and a lot more deceptive. You were mentioning it's just so much easier for them to just make a better surprise factor from it, and it's so much easier to capitalize on it too. And as I was mentioning earlier, this is exactly the type of comp that they really wanted to go for. Catch, quick, make a fast break at it, and just get rid of targets quickly. That's exactly what they're aiming for their catches, and this is why they've got this slight lead right now.
You have to be careful. Flaker is on a ward. He's not aware of it just yet. And they're going to back out. They were looking for the rotation behind the tower, but they just didn't have a minion wave there to support them. And the game will be paused. Bug splat. Oh, that sucks.
Gotta hate it when something like that comes along. Hopefully Drewstorm comes back soon. But we should probably take a quick check at the gold differences right now between everybody on the map. I think we will find something rather interesting about the differences in gold right now. Can you believe that the only differences between Pantheon and Zinzao right now is exactly around 100 and 113 gold?
It's 113
That's just a small
gold.
difference for a 2-kill and 2-assist lead versus the Pantheon. Oh, how to do that? Do you not know? Oh,
No, I do.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
yeah, it's 113. The gold again is very well spread out through the 3 carries or 3 carry potentials on the side of Rev Steel. Most of the gold is over towards aimbot, which is not a bad thing this time. Obviously, a lot better than being on a Shen. You know, although even Nidalee on the Kled, even if he had a gold lead, is still very good because you know Kled does actually do damage for the most part, and he will want to be in the fight dealing damage. He's not just going to want to be in the fight trying to soak up all the damage. So both teams have their gold put where it needs it to be. You don't see any major gold leads except for that mid lane. I guess the mid lane and bot lane kind of counter each other. Aimbot has a little over a 500 or about a 500 gold lead over Graham. But on the flip side, Storm has about a 400 gold lead over Skewed Gerbil. But we actually see a 400 gold lead on Drewstom. Whoa, that's not looking good. But again, when it does come down to that,
if I may, I have one thing I wanted to add. Storm, the courage is working. You've got the gold lead. Your bravery is being rewarded, man.
Maybe.
You're doing a great job because of that confidence. Gerbil has yet been able to take enough advantage of the farming department, and Storm, awesome job with your confidence, dude. It's working.
I don't know.
I'd be telling him.
No, I definitely wouldn't be telling him that because he's made 2 stupid moves now, or he should not have died twice. Like he should be 2-0 at this moment. He definitely shouldn't have died twice. So he needs to stop trying to be the hero or something at this point.
How can you tell him this? He's so brave. How could you deny him of what his entire life has told him?
Yeah,
Like,
but sometimes bravery and stupidity are one and the same.
Oh.
I mean, I'm just saying, if there's money on the line, I'm not gonna want to take any chance of losing that. So.
All right, so not the risk taker when it comes to betting on horses.
No, I am the risk taker, but my risk taking is a little bit more thought out than jumping into 2 people with no items or jumping into 4 enemies when you have no one else with you. Knowing that Skewed Gerbil has the ult available, so you're not going to get the kill anyway.
I have to add that, Storm, keep believing in yourself, man. Maybe believe in yourself slightly less than you've already have, but keep believing in yourself, dude. Oh, that's great.
I mean, I'm all for confidence. All for confidence, but come on now. The game is back on, though. What I was going to say was Drewstom on the Morgana has a better time building up gold. Able to drop the pool that instantly hits. Meanwhile, Arctic on the Xayah has a little bit more of a skill shot scenario in order to build up that, basically that Spell Thief gold.
So, riddle me this. Arctic is going for a Dark Seal here.
Oh, we got a gank, though. We see the TP coming out from Nidalee, though. Isn't enough, but here comes the ult. Storm's just going to sit there. Does get the kill this time. We see the pushback of Honey Badger. What a great thing, but Nidalee does throw the ult down. Does not matter. Here comes Hyung with the kill. Graham does pick one up. They're looking for the fight. Looks like Honey Badger's going to die. Arctic picks this one up, and next is going to fall. It's going to be Flaker with the killing spree at this point. Aimbot. Did he ult? No, he didn't have the ult up. He tried walking down, but the fight was already over.
Storm was like, hold on, did you say question my confidence? Hold my beer for a second.
Well,
takes 2 of them out, and then races his way out, and Kled goes after him. He's like, I'll be right back, Kled. See you in a second.
He got one. He got skewed. He didn't kill Drewstom, though. Graham was able to kill Drewstom. That was a really good engage, though, because Flaker was in the back. And then Arctic, I believe Arctic landed a good bind. So Storm but Storm was able to just put the damage out without too much threat because they're already trying to disengage. And I don't think Skew Gerbil's ult was up just yet. I think it was coming up. But we see the ult come out of aimbot. They're just looking to see where everyone is. Does stun up Honey Badger. This might be trouble, but meanwhile, they're looking for the fight here. Stunned up, Hyung. He might be in trouble. Does get snared up, but the rest of the enemy team is here. They're looking for him.
Contesting the Drake is a wise decision by both sides. A Cloud Drake, not extremely the most valuable of the Drakes, but it is very valuable for both sides. In this case, catching is always better if you have the most movement speed.
There we go. We see the root up onto 2. Aimbot uses a stopwatch instantly, but we see Hyung rooted up. He might just go down right here. Flashes out. Does not matter. He tried to make something happen, and Flaker is going to take this up. We see the flash forward, though. Nidalee was looking for the steal, I believe, and I don't agree with that.
Interesting decision here by Flaker. He decides to throw his own bounty away to get this extra Cloud Drake. Still a good decision, but I think a lack of awareness by DMT, as they had plenty of opportunity to stop him, or at least get within his ult range, so he can at least, secure the Drake there. But honestly, I don't know what the thought process was by DMT. I think they almost completely forgot that Flaker was even doing the Drake at the time, because their positioning kind of made it look like they didn't know what was going on.
I think the DMT did the right thing, because if they would have went straight for Flaker, the rest of the team could engage. So it could have been a really good engage by RevSteel if they all focused their fire on him. As you said, and as most people know, the Wind Drake isn't always the most sought after. It does give you the passive movement speed, but sometimes in a team fight, like, that passive movement speed doesn't really matter. It usually matters for the engage or maybe the disengage. So I think it was smart of them to try to make sure that that RevSteel wasn't going to be able to re-engage on them. So they do pick up the kill, though, but it was also really smart by Flaker because he knew he wasn't going to be able to get out of there, probably. Like, if he would have walked out, they would have just turned on him and bursted him down really fast. So he just stayed on the Drake and took it, knowing they would get something at least instead of nothing at all. So I think both teams made the right decision and the right call here, or in that scenario. But unfortunate, though, DMT was looking for the Rift Herald, but RevSteel was able to take it from them. They only have a 1.4k gold lead, though, so the gold's still very, very even. We're not seeing any big advantage or disadvantage on both sides. But we could definitely see that the team fight is starting to be severely in the favor of Revenant Steel at this point.
One of the big things that's a big advantage for the side of DMT is their ability to be wherever they need to be on the map. If they get a catch or if they get a play, it can just instantly turn into a nice and fast, quick kill for anyone. So any split pushing whatsoever, even by Ornn on the bot side, could just lead to a quick combination of kills if they really wanted to. That's something that will always be something that they need to be aware of and alerted of, because they may lose a little bit for their attempt to try to make any plays against side splitters or anything like that.
I mean, as long as Nidalee can match Hyung, they should be fine leaving Hyung alone. They don't necessarily need to use their their semi-globals or globals for that purpose. But what they definitely will be able to do is if they're, let's say, the rest of the team the rest of Revenant Steel was looking for Nidalee and maybe like try to get a wraparound on them, they do have those ults to get into the fight to help out quickly. So I think what we should see a lot of is if they can catch out the right people, they would be really good. Or if, like right now, here we go. Flaker's going in, and is Aimbot and Honey Badger going to come down? The ult is available, and we see the ult coming out from Honey Badger. They're looking for it. Can Nidalee stay alive? There's Aimbot in there as well. So they do get one kill. Flaker's going to pick it up, but the rest of DMT's here, and it looks like Flaker's going to go down. Honey Badger picks this one up. Just what I was saying. If they get got on, they can return it. And looks like Hyung's stunned up now. But Graham might be in some trouble. Does get pulled back. And Skew was looking for it. But we see the flash cleanse come out. We see the flash forward. Honey Badger's looking for it. He's going to pick up the kill of the Storm. It looks like Hyung's going to go down next. Flash forward. Drewstomp does get a two-man ult. No, they both get out of it. Gets pushed back. And we're going to see Arctic Flash. There comes the stopwatch. So they're looking for Drewstomp. Drewstomp's going to go down. Double kill for Arctic. And that's going to be a 3-for-3.
Man, this fight never ended. It just kept going on and on and on.
But that's exactly what I said. If they try to engage onto Nidalee, you have aimbot and honey badger who can just counter that engage and maybe turn the fight, and that's pretty much what they did. They turned the fight. It became 3-for-3, so it's pretty even. It depends on if they had any like big shutdowns or anything. It doesn't look like it. Yeah, Arctic got shut down on honey badger. So it was still a really good thing that they were able to do that. So we do see that DMT is utilizing their ults very well. They've done it since level 6, basically, with Honey Badger ganking top, aimbot to follow. Honey Badger ganked bot, aimbot to follow. And they're doing it now. We saw Nidalee got ganked, or got engaged on. Honey Badger ult, aimbot followed.
Yeah, and I did have to say that it was a really interesting fight that broke out there after that. It just kind of went to such a degree that everybody ended up becoming a part of it, and it was really good for DMT for a while, but it slowly got worse and worse and worse. They did manage to make it a very even fight between the two of them, but of course, coming out on top for this fight is going to have to be Revenant Steel. So good work for them. Just a genuine good work for them.
The big issue that we're going to see in team fights for DMT is they have single target lockdown, right? Except for Drewstorm, right, yeah, with the ult, they have the single target snare, single target card, single target jump from Honey Badger. That's it. Arctic's snare can run through everybody. Graham can stun everybody. Hyung can knock up everybody. So Revenant still has the better CC, and that's what's really going to turn the fight in their favor most of the time or all the time. So it's going to be really detrimental for DMT to be able to dodge them, because all of its skill shots, I think, aimbot and Honey Badger have the only point and click, lockdown. So if they could dodge it, they should be okay, but Revenant Steel does have the better CC on their side, and they're going to look to...
Ocean Drake going for them again here is even more beneficial, so they can really do a nice siege with their momentum and keep their mana high as well.
Nidalee's getting got on. Looks like Hung wants to fight this. He knows he has a little bit of the advantage right now. But I don't think they have the... I guess they do have vision on the enemy team. Oh, they got a lot of vision. They just passed up a ward. Oh, please tell me did they get it? They still didn't get it! What? What is this? What is this ward doing? Get it, guys! Oh my god.
Oh, there it is!
They passed it up. We're going to see that Drewstorm's ulted up and he's dead. Arctic picks it up, actually. Arctic on a rampage. Graham might be a little salty about that one. And they're going to go to Baron for this. They didn't get they all walked over that ward. What are they doing?
That was funny. That was actually genuinely funny. And they're like, oh, there it is.
No, they didn't get it. It's the ward above the red pit. It's a blue trinket.
Oh.
They walked through it.
I thought you were referring to a different ward.
No, it's one that everyone can see. But we're going to see the all come out from behind. He's looking for the engage. Skew Gerbil does dodge it, though. We see flash for flash. The Flaker's going in. He wants Nidalee. And we're going to see the ult from Honey Badger in behind. I don't know if that's a good spot. We're going to see a flash out from Nidalee, though. And who's going to go for who? Oh, Graham misses it. He's looking for something. Does he have the ult available? No, not yet. And no one's going to die. That was kind of a weird and sloppy fight, though. Stay away from my tower. That was a very good dodge by Skew Gerbil.
So, yeah, blue trinkets. I guess even I.
Did they get it? Okay.
I understand now. I get it. It just wasn't there. You just didn't see it.
They finally got it. They got it. So we're okay. DMT finally cleared the blue trinket that 3 people walked over.
That's good news for their sake. Oh, thank goodness for their sake, because oh boy, I didn't even see that. But anyway, more taking a close look at the situation at hand here. The game's getting closer and closer to the mid game, and it's getting even closer and closer to the late game. And we had a late game option at this time with the way things have been going. I feel Revenant is definitely still in the driver's seat, although could lose that depending on how they do their next engage. But here we go. They're walking together as a team, and they've been spotted looking near that pit, while Kled is... Oh, they're going to start the Baron right now.
That's kind of smart. They know that Nidalee is in the bot lane, so what they can at least do maybe is force the Zonias before the flash. He had the flash, but no, he zoned it up. They're going to at least force the TP out of Nidalee. It does get the tower first, though. They can almost engage as aimbot was there. Are they going to fight this? Who are they looking for? We see a flash more from Flaker. We get a flash out of aimbot. Is that a 3-man knockup? It is! And they're going in. Meanwhile, Nidalee is on Storm. Can Storm get out of this alive? Who's going to die first? Nidalee will get Storm. We see the GA popped on Flaker. And Drewstomp might be the target. Nidalee does die from Graham, though, as we see on the screen. And they're going to engage. Aimbot looking for something. Arctic unstoppable right now. Flaker's looking for more. Looks like Honey Badger's going to flash out, but does not matter. Flaker kills Drewstomp. And that's a 4-for-1.
Yeah, DMT showing a little bit of what happened last time with their coordination. They were just all over the place, and all of a sudden they realized they had to do something, and they just really split their decision making. Ended up causing the Kled to just TP in that situation, and that just was a direct benefit. Oh, here comes Pantheon.
Honey Badger's looking for something, tries to get Arctic, does get knocked up. Arctic's going to flash, but he's already targeted by a tower, and that's going to be an easy kill. Shutdown. But they're going to take mid for that.
By Honey Badger there, just taking advantage of the fact that there's only a small wave there, and most of them are pre-injured. Alt's going to clear that out in an instant, and then takes out Xayah.
They're going to run into each other. Is he going to go for it? We're going to see Flaker actually going. Honey Badger doesn't realize Graham is around the corner, and he's going to die. Graham getting his 3rd kill. Wait, aimbot just TP'd in! I don't know if that's the decision you want to make. It looks like Nidalee's here as well, and that's going to be a kill on the Flaker. Nidalee coming up from under.
The RKO by aimbot out of nowhere pulls up the yellow card. That's fun. That's some fun stuff. That's going to lead to a tower, I would imagine. Unless the bravest Storm jumps in to single-handedly throw them all off tower.
I can't imagine Storm doing it this time.
Darn it, Storm. I was expecting you to be brave there. You weren't brave. What the heck? It would be a dumb decision 100%, but it would be funny as heck to see him try to do that.
I don't know if that'd be funny. I think that'd just be disheartening to see him jump into all of them like that. No creeps even on his side whatsoever. Oh man. That'd be disheartening. That would hurt my bot lane. That would hurt my bot lane bones. As a bot laner to see that, oh my god, that'd make me cringe more than the first jump he did.
Oh, Arctic is going to take a little bit of damage from the Baron.
He's taking a lot of damage from the Baron.
Oh boy, yeah, a little bit more than a little.
That's actually really good by Drewstomp. He's aggroing the Baron, so the Baron will do whatever every time they try to take that ward out.
One of the fun things about Morgana, one of the things I hate about Morgana, is that exact thing. Just able to catch somebody, hold them down, and then utilize that.
Graham's looking for the easy, quick kill. Oh my god! Drewstomp almost got annihilated.
Oh, Drew! You gotta start using that Sonya's Hourglass. Oh my! I think he didn't even proc his electric. I don't think he proc the electrocute either.
No,
he could have went with one more auto and got him there.
Graham only hit him with the stun and the throw.
Yeah, holy scary moment for Drew. That scared me. Holy moly! It's not even Halloween anymore. That was just a scary situation. 3 Ocean Drakes. Oh boy, that's gonna be very fun for sieging.
They're gonna have a great time once the Elder Drake spawns as well. They're gonna have 4 dragons to their name for it. And they're looking for it. We're gonna see the ult in from Aimbot, and here's the ult from Honey Badger. The heal does come out from Storm, but it's not enough. Drewstomp misses the snare though. Does not matter. Dark Binding wasn't needed. We saw the TP coming in from Hyung, but he's just gonna stop. And Storm playing a little too far forward for this. You cannot do this against these two picks on the side of DMT. They're just gonna basically catch you every time.
See, this is exactly what I was feeling like from game 1, and this is why they went to this exact strategy in game 2. They saw the slight overconfidence Revenant is starting to build up, and they start to misposition themselves, and the advantages can be built off of mispositions like that. Arctic's looking for something here, doesn't get what he's looking for, no poking damage yet. As Kled is still continuing his play at bot side, Ornn is racing as fast as he can down there, but I think Kled will get a lot of damage if not take that bot tower.
I mean, this is what you're gonna see Nidalee do the entire game, because Hyung on the Ornn can't really contest. But meanwhile, it looks like Honey Badger's in trouble. Uses the stopwatch barely, but Graham's waiting for it. He's gonna pick it up. Here we go. Flaker's going in. Drew Stomp doesn't have the Dark Binding. He tries to ult up. We see him use the Zonias, but it's not enough. And Arctic's going to pick this one up. And now they might just turn eyes to Baron at this point. Honey Badger down. They don't really have a way to steal it.
Yep, and great amount of champions to take it as well. So Kled is going to try to force something against the Orin. Orin just needs to not die here, and things will go.
Hyung is tanky, but he missed the knockup. But, I mean, it may not be enough. Oh, he's going to ult. It looks like he's looking for it. Oh, he causes the flash. But he's going to flash forward as well. Is this what you want to do? We see Scarlet is back, and he might just be in trouble.
Oh, the blast cone! Oh, that was incredible.
I think Hyung should have just took the win of getting the flash and just leave it at that. I mean, I know he wants the kill, and the kill would have been nice, but now you don't flash either.
Let me just gush for a second. That was really cool. That was a very cool one-on-one fight. It looked really great. Like, just visually watching the animations of both of them go off the way they did, it just looked really cool. But you are 100% correct. That was absolutely unnecessary. You should have just accepted the fact that...
Oh, Faker's found aimbot. Aimbot's going to try to... Oh, he gets the red card. That's not the card you're looking for, maybe. Nice dodge with the Dark Binding.
I love this TF, by the way. He's literally extremely tanky. I think he's sitting at 3,000.
Oh, Honey Badger caught out once again. He's just going to die. Oh, he's barely alive. The stairs gate was popped. And that's going to keep him alive for the second.
Revenant. They're going to let Pantheon go.
Yeah, there's no reason to chase him now. They have Baron buff. They can just push down this mid. They do have a cannon minion.
Has ult.
They have a cannon minion, and they have a cannon minion, and there's so much ways to defend it. Drew Stomp is not doing barely any damage. He actually might take that cannon minion out. Yeah, he does. Now they're just going to go top.
So I got to say here, that was a wise decision to not try to force any dive there. They're going to give up this tower and take a new Baron wave to come up, while bot side is also being pre-shoved in as well.
Yeah, they still got a ways to go for that bot side. It becomes an issue. They're going to have to try to stop this push, but I don't think they're going to be able to. That's double Baron cannons right there. Yep, and that's going to be the inhib tower going down. They're going to look for this inhib, actually. They might actually go for the engage. He goes on to aimbot, is instantly stun up. Here comes the ult from Hyung, and they're looking for somebody who gets a two-man knockup. Actually, no, Skewed Gerbil does ult out of that. That's kind of surprising. I think there's a little hasty on the ult there. You weren't in you weren't in an immediate threat. Here's the ult though. Honey Badger looked for it, misses it. It looks like we're gonna see Nidalee go in, but Flaker flashes forward. He's gonna get the kill. Honey Badger's gonna go down, and they're looking for more. Storm does pick that kill up, and Nidalee is looking for someone. We see the J popped on Flaker though. Scarlet's gone. Can they get it back? No.
1-for-1 at the end of that fight.
Yep. I mean, I'm happy that they're trying to do something. At least they're not just trying to turtle up. They're trying to take what engages they can. I think
seconds earlier.
I think Revenant steal. Say again.
2 seconds earlier when they were heading for that tower spot. If they engaged 2 seconds earlier, you're talking about two more kills. To add
Flaker goes in though. He's looking for aimbot. Aimbot zone is up, and so is Nidalee. Uses that stopwatch. Is it enough though? Does dodge 1, dodge 2. And they do get the second inhib of the game.
And that's going to be really difficult. They might actually have to go for a turtle up here now, as the bot tower is the last thing that they will be dealing with soon enough. I have to admit, you see something like that, and you're just like, just 2 more seconds earlier, that was going to lead to so many more kills and a momentum shift of great proportions for DMT. But they're just a few seconds behind, and that allows Tristana to get out of there quick enough, and allows the catch that they had to only be 1 champion instead of 2 or possibly 3.
Dragons come up, we see the flash forward. Hyun throws the ult out. Flaker's on the backside. He's looking for somebody. He might actually just go down though. He goes in. He's going to get 1. Drew Stomp's down. Flaker's trying to fight his way out, but he's going to die as well. We're going to see another go down, actually. Graham got caught out by Nidalee, but he might fall next. Storm jumps forward. This is a jump you actually want to do this time. Storm picks up the kill.
And that was just caught in between the two, and that's 2 for 2 right now, as they're going to try to get this tower along with it. They have a lot of damage. It is going to be enough. They're going to go for it.
Honey Badger's trying to jump in, but he's not going to find it, but he has the GA. He does get the stun. Storm's going to go down, though. We're going to see Aimbot pick this one up. Honey Badger's looking for more. Flash from Arctic. GA will be popped. Here's Aimbot with the ult. You see the Zonia's come out. He's just trying to survive. And that's going to be a death. He's lost all his stacks on Majayas. He's down to 2.
Well.
And now they're going to get their Infernal.
Indeed. And that was just a very confident decision by Revenant again. And those confident decisions that they've been making over and over have been punished each time by DMT. This will be the last Drake before the Elder comes up, and it will be an Infernal that this will be great for DMT. And since they just secured that, that's going to give them the extra damage that they've been really needing throughout the fights to come. And this is going to be really important how the next fight is going to break down.
I think Revenant Steel is going to try to hold off until Flaker's GA is up. They know that Honey Badger's GA is down. So I think once his GA is up, they're gonna push that bot lane again. As you saw, look at the base though for DMT. They already lost 1 tower, and the next one is almost dead already. So even though that it was an overly confident play, it was the right decision because they had the creeps, the super creeps were pushed in so hard that their Nexus is pretty much opened up almost.
So I know it's a bit of a taboo to say this, but I just want to say that someone in the audience just said that I apparently sound rather low.
Here we go. Ambot's going in. Does get the stun on the Flicker, though. Flicker ults up.
Oh, here we go.
It looks like Nidalee's looking for somebody. They're going to get him, though. He's just going to go down. You just came back. You can't die like this. And
another great catch.
They're out of position there.
And once again, Remnant, you got to be more careful than that. You cannot allow something like that. This comp is designed to punish you for those exact maneuvers. But I think the punishment scheme perhaps backfired on them as well, as there is a big wave of massive minions already hitting for the Nexus towers as TF is holding them off. While they had to give up that tower, they're going to be losing perhaps one more inhibitor as Storm is getting ready, along with his teammates, to take on the last inhib tower.
Their inhibs are respawning, so they're going to be fine. They're just going to have to back off here.
Reset.
What happened with the engage, though, we saw that Storm did jump the wall instantly as soon as Nidalee ulted. So I think the biggest issue is that Flaker was just too far forward by himself. The rest of Revenant Steel wasn't nearby. They were trying to set up, but it looks like Honey Badger might be in trouble. Does get the ult off, excuse me. Gets the ult off, and again, the Staircase Gauge will be popped to save his life.
And both sides quickly fight against each other, both sides getting away from each other, and both sides surviving until the next fight to come. They're going to start this Baron right here and right now.
They have the advantage. Honey Badger's gonna. He might look for the ult in, but he's so low. This could be death if he goes for it. I mean, he doesn't have a choice at this point. Where's it coming in? We see Nidalee ulting in as well. He does go in, but are they going to steal the Baron? It looks like Honey Badger's just going to go down. He ulted in to die. Storm picks it up. Looks like Honey's going to die as well. He gets it off. That's a no-man knockup, actually. He does get Scarl to die. And there goes Drewstom. Flaker goes in. He's looking for Skew Gerbil. Skew Gerbil's going to pop the heal. The GA's pop forward. We see Nidalee jump, or flash forward, excuse me. You see his GA pop now. They're looking forward. Aimbot flash forward. Gets the stun on the Arctic. Arctic goes down. Nidalee. Is he going to survive? The kill goes down. Skew Gerbil. We see his GA pop. We see Aimbot going down, and it looks like Skew Gerbil's next. Yes! That's going to be an ace, and that is game. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to see Revenant Steel take the series 2-0 over DMT.
Great work, honestly, by Steel and their persistence. They held on. They kept themselves alive. They kept swinging. They kept holding on. And the great kiting at the very last moment led to the ultimate demise and the defeat of DMT. And I have to say, that last decision to throw Pantheon in on the Baron Pit was the most costliest decision they could have made. They, at least at best, could have had him go first. But because Kled went at the same time Pantheon did, that is just what made it impossible for Pantheon to be in participation of that situation. It's just so unfortunate that it led exactly to where we see the situation at hand. He died almost immediately as soon as he landed that ultimate, and it's that slight, that tiny misplay, and missed decision and missed opportunity, or 1 second behind, gets them every single time. And that is just so frustrating to see if you happen to be a fan of DMT. They are just eerily close to just getting a big, overwhelming amount of damage in plays. It's so close. They just fall just a bit short in this one. And it's Steel, once again, coming out on top with their persistence and their preservation of mind. They won it over and over through staying alive and staying in combat and just consistently persisting and kiting